Stay tantalized.
Stay tantalized, right?
Tantalized. Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalized.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalized.
Stay tantalizing. Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalized.
Stay tantalizing.
What's up, everybody? Excuse me. What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy, the YouTube champ, Tantalizing Tony.
And the producer, Kira.
Yes, producer Kira. Yeah. Anyway, we had the sound issues we having. It's because we keep doing this. We keep leaning in. We're good like this. Anyway, you don't have to roll your eyes on camera. You know, everybody sees the tension between us. Like, nobody can say anything to you. This is like a heel. This is like Siskel and Ebert. You know they are?
No,
exactly.
No,
because you're inexperienced. Anyway, look, guys. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here tonight. In case you didn't hear or you don't know what this video is about, it's not gonna be long. We'll have a little discussion, and then I'm gonna leave. But before we do this, this is my daughter, of course, my 19-year-old daughter, Kira, and here is my 29 plus. My 30-year-old daughter, Jasmine. You guys know her. She's on the chat. This is Jasmine.
Hello.
So listen, this video, this live video is being streamed for a reason. In case you guys don't know what's going on, Kira, you wanna or Jasmine, you wanna let them know what happened today with the whole while we're doing this?
So I was on Twitter today. Of course, I'm on Twitter every day. And someone posted, WWE posted the 2K game, and there was the cover of Bianca. And the comments under the post weren't so nice. Let's just say that. They were pretty racist, and that's what we're here to talk about, pretty much.
Indeed.
So I figured, and it's funny that I didn't know Jasmine was coming into the show till 5 minutes ago, but the funny thing is that I was going to tell Kira, excuse me, I just spit a piece of rice up, to send her an invite because I know that Jasmine wanted to talk about this. And the reason why I wanted to just do a quick show on it was I didn't read everything.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need to. As soon as Kira told me and you sent me the message that, hey, this is what was said, I didn't need to read anything. I heard how all the WWE superstars stood up for her. But what I want to say is this, and this is my take on it. And people want to say, well, what are we talking about this for? This isn't wrestling related. It is wrestling related, but it's more about being people related. And race is a factor in everything you do in every walk of life, whether you like it or not. So let me say this, and in case you don't know what happened, we'll say it again. Bianca Belair was put on the cover of 2K24 along with Rhea Ripley. There's another cover with Cody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's another cover with all the superstars for the WrestleMania edition. So it's 4 different covers. So here's my thing. You know, people say what happened on Twitter is that, oh, we had to put a black person on it. Just for the record, Bianca Belair is very highly decorated in the WWE. Multi-time women's champion, longest reigning Raw women's champion. Before she even came to WWE, a track superstar at the University of Tennessee, a businesswoman, a black businesswoman, has her own reality show on Hulu called Love in WWE with her husband, Montez Ford. And she is one of the hottest commodities in the WWE, and she's now branching out to do other things. So comment was made on Twitter like, oh, here goes the black girl. And my answer to that is, so what? Just for the record, in any, major corporation, black people are normally outnumbered unless it's a black business. But if you want to do comparisons in WWE, how many white WWE superstars there are and how many black WWE superstars, I think there's a lot more white superstars than black. So what the problem is my question is, then what is the problem with Bianca Belair getting on the cover? It's not like they put somebody that didn't deserve it. So it pisses me off because I see it in every walk of life. And here's what I'm about to go in. This is talking as a 55-year-old black man. I've lived a couple of generations, one more generation than Jasmine, and two more generations than her. And I've seen the elevation of racism, not just with black people, with Hispanics, with Jews, with everybody. And for some reason, people think it's okay just to make a comment, oh, here goes a black person, or they don't deserve something. I'm going to explain this to you guys, and maybe this might be uncomfortable, but I'm telling you this from my experiences as a black man. Anywhere I've worked, I've had to fight 2 or 3 times as hard just to be noticed on someone who's lesser than me because they're white. I'm not trying to say everybody's racist because that's not the case. What I'm saying is that I've had people. Okay, I used to be in the restaurant business. I also managed a strip club. So how hard is it to manage a strip club? Not that hard, as long as you count numbers. I was underneath 2 people. One was functionally illiterate and couldn't read and couldn't count. And another one was a drug addict. They were my boss. Hello? I have a college degree. And someone who couldn't read and was 10 years younger than me was my boss. He was white. Another guy was a drug addict, high on dope every day. No high school diploma. He was my boss. The point I'm trying to make is, as a black person, in my experience, we've had to fight for so much. Let's go over to Bianca Belair, who is athletic, charismatic, beautiful, smart, a business person. Why doesn't she deserve to be on the cover of WWE 2K? What is the problem? And everything it's always about race. Like when Biggie was champion, he didn't deserve it. Kobe was champion, he didn't deserve it. Why? But The Rock deserves it because The Rock goes over it as Samoan. He doesn't always say African American. So as soon as you say African American, it's like a stigma. It's like it's something. It's
Target, basically.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I want to get Kira's input first because she's younger and she might not really understand the severity, but maybe she does. What did you think when you heard about this?
Well, first I thought it was a little random because they announced that Bianca was going to be on the cover of the game like a month ago, so it was a little weird for all the roaches to come out now. But
You call them roaches?
Well, it's like they're all coming out like
When the
in
lights
the
come
night.
on.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's really unnecessary, Both of these women were picked by whoever picked them by WWE because they both had very successful history-making careers, and lately they've been on top. So I don't understand why the skin color should be a problem. Rhea and Bianca kind of had, I wouldn't say similar upcomings, but they're in this kind of on the same level right now as far as like achievements and whatnot. So I don't think it really makes a difference.
Hey, here's a question. Has Rhea main event in WrestleMania?
No.
Bianca has. So why doesn't she belong on the cover? Bianca has main event in WrestleMania. She has been in the main event. She is the first. How about this? Her and Sasha Banks, the first African American women to main event the first time there was a double WrestleMania. That's the first WrestleMania that had a Saturday and Sunday. They were a part of, and they main evented it. So she's a trailblazer. She breaks the glass ceiling. So why doesn't she deserve to be on the cover? I mean, I didn't see Becky Lynch picking up Otis. And like, it wouldn't have been a problem if Becky Lynch was on. Here's my issue is with everything, why I get upset. And I'll get to your comments in a minute, guys. We as black people, we don't want it to be about race. We don't. We just want to show up. I'm going to show you something. We did not plan this. Michael, come here. I didn't plan this. Let's see if Michael, come on in the middle. Did you learn about Martin Luther King?
Yes.
What did Martin Luther King teach?
Martin Luther King had a dream about being judged,
And how
not Not by the color of our skin, but the content of our character.
Mic drop. Mic drop. I'm about to cry. Mic drop. He's 6 years old. He's 6, and he said, we should not be judged by the color of our skin, but the content of our character. He's 6. Now, you tell me what kind of world we live in where a 6-year-old has more wherewithal to make a statement like that than some racist piece of crap on Twitter, because it's anonymity. You have to face your accusers. He's 6. I digress. Jasmine?
I when I saw it, I was like, oh, another day. We deal with this everyday basics, like being black. It's not. I deal with it every day. Something that Dad said spoke to me as well. And it's not just white people. I saw black men there as well. It was black men there as well that were making the comments. And I think that has to do with you inside. I think you hate yourself. If you don't like seeing another, it makes me happy seeing another black person even succeed, even if I don't know them. And I feel like that's internal racism in yourself, and you need something, therapy. I don't know.
It's not even just racism; it's sexism too. A lot of men can't deal with women being in power.
Misogyny, of course. But that, I feel like that has something to do with you. If you don't like to see Bianca, don't watch her. But that's the thing; she's everywhere, and I think it's weird that, like, even like Kira's favorite is Rhea. I love Rhea. I think she's talented. I love Tiffany Stratton. Push her, sure. I want to know why it doesn't infuriate me to see other white women succeed. If I feel like you deserve it, sure, succeed. Why does it infuriate you that Bianca is on the cover of a video?
And here's what the crazy. I'm sorry, Jasmine. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. And also, it's almost like, because I saw everything. I saw everyone's posts. Everyone from Cody Rhodes even said something. It's almost like y'all want her peers to agree with y'all. Like, oh yeah, she doesn't deserve to be there. When everyone's like, even Rhea came out and said, no, she deserves to be there right along with me. Her character speaks for herself. Her accolades speak for herself. What is the problem? It's the color of her skin. Just say that. I would respect people.
Oh. You okay? We hear you.
You're back.
Am
We
I
hear
here?
you. We hear
Yeah.
you. We hear you.
Hello?
We
Yeah.
hear you.
Hello, am I here?
Yes.
Sorry, got a call. That's stupid. I put my phone on do not disturb. Can
Go
you
ahead.
hear me?
Continue.
We hear you.
Continue.
Okay. I just thought that people think like, oh, well, Rhea's supposed to agree with you. Cody's supposed to agree with you. Cody's married to a black woman. Why would he agree with you? I don't understand. Also, like you say, oh, she doesn't deserve to be there. Didn't Cody just get back to WWE? Wasn't Bianca covering it? Wasn't she main evented, like you said, with Sasha, like during the pandemic? What are we talking
That was
about?
4 years ago. She main evented. 4. 1,
Like,
2, 3.
I'm so confused.
It's just the 4th year.
So it infuriated me, and it just like it gives like y'all incels and like y'all just don't want to see black women succeed. And the crazy part about it is she's not going anywhere. Triple H picked her. Like, I don't know what you want her to do. She's not gonna stop being on your TV screens. I don't know what you're gonna do.
Unless she decides she wants to leave.
But yeah. Go ahead, Dad.
And I don't feel like she even, like, obviously the comments like get to people, but she knows her worth and she like knows how
Hold
good
on.
she
I
is.
can't hear you guys.
And Yellow? No?
Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. So she knows how good she is, and just the wrestlers coming out like publicly and like acknowledging how good she is and how worthy she is in the company, and I think that just like boosted her even more. Like, this is giving her more publicity. If you guys didn't want to see her before, this is like, she's probably going to be in like
everything.
Yeah, she's going to be everywhere now because she deserves to be everywhere. And for people to say like public, I feel like it's a little embarrassing though that these people are commenting about this and expecting like a whole community to back them up. It was a few stragglers that agreed with them, but nobody thinks truly deep down that Bianca doesn't deserve to be there. Like it's and I'm looking at one of the comments that says Bianca doesn't belong, but guess they gotta have a black person. Like what?
Well, let's put that up there. Hold on.
Acknowledge me.
Do we acknowledge it?
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me.
Hello. Let me put it up here so these people can see it. Can we zoom? Let me see.
Just click it. Just click the picture.
Oh, nice. No.
No.
Anyway, whoever this was, whatever his name is, he said Bianca doesn't belong, but I guess they got to have a black. I mean, come on. I mean, where are we living in a stone age? You know, and there was a lot more comments, guys, and it's crazy, but this is why you have to love Twitter and hate Twitter at the same time, because when you see these people online, these are people that living in their mom's basements, that have never dated a girl or a guy, whatever they want to date, whatever they choose. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. And who are, can't even go out and get a loaf of bread without tripping over their own feet. And I can't stand it. And it's people that there's people in the comments that you'll be online. They'll say it's like, oh, she doesn't belong, enough of this. No, it's gonna always be racism is never gonna end. But what we can do is stuff like this. Like if you have a platform, you have a show. If you have your own Twitter account, reply to that person. If you have Facebook, put something up, post something. Or like Jasmine did, send me a message, send me a screenshot, send a friend a screenshot, let them know what's going on, so other people can chime in, so that they're the minority. Because this is what the funny thing is about what this person said. Bianca Belair is black and she's a minority, but guess what? He made her the majority today, because everybody came out against that person. Oh, really? Well, watch this. Here comes Cody Rhodes. Here comes CM Punk. Here comes Rhea Ripley. Here comes everybody in the wrestling community sticking up, not just for Bianca Belair, but for black women in general. What would make anybody think that she's not worthy? That nobody's worthy? Whoever's on the cover of the WWE 2K game, they deserve it, because they're in the big show doing their thing. Now, you could argue if you put someone up there that hasn't been in the mainstream, like let's say, okay, I'll say this. If they put Jade Cargill in the game, I'd ask, well, what is she doing there? I'd ask that question. Then you have a valid question, because Jade as a person hasn't been in WWE long enough and has done nothing to be on the game. But it wasn't Jade. It was Bianca. She has accolades after accolades. She has a reality show. She's a former champion. She's main event in WrestleMania. Why doesn't she belong there? And even if Jade did make the cover, it shouldn't ask because of why is she on it because she's black. They should ask why she's on there, period, as a person. And that's the problem nowadays, that we don't see each other as people. We always see the color of our skin because that's the first thing you see. But if we treat each other like human beings, like, not the black race, the white race, whatever race it is, if we treat each other as the human race, like God wanted us to, we'd be a lot further in this world. That's why so much war, so much famine, so much turmoil, because we're so worried about stuff that doesn't matter, like how you look.
Indeed.
Someone
said that it was a troll comment, and I totally agree. There's definitely people who are bored with their life that just want to troll and have people respond to them and have notifications pop up on their phone.
Like, even if you are a troll, what do you get out of that? Like, what do you? Okay, I'm gonna be right now, but I get nothing out of going. That's like me going under Rhea Ripley's. Oh, you don't deserve to be on the cover. What does that do for me? Absolutely nothing.
I'll tell you what it does. The minute you make a comment about something and you troll somebody, then people reply to you, and it gives that comment power. So if you say, okay, let's use me as an example. I get it all the time, and I've got to learn how to get a thicker skin because, you know, I am becoming more popular. Slowly but surely, I'm getting to spots I want to get to. And I've got to learn as a person, and this is a perfect example. I'll use Anthony Blackwell as a perfect example. I wish he was here. Kira was very disappointed that I kept going on the same topic while this. She goes, that's not what this channel's about. It's about this content. It's about the wrestling content and dealing with your community. So me as a person has to look outside of myself and see what's important. And that's the problem nowadays. We don't see what's important. So what that troll did was he thought he was, he's getting clout. Now he's getting clout because everybody's messaging him. And that, and then, you know, he's laughing, ha, 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 look what I did. But all he did was make this community stronger. All he did was, if his intention was to knock Bianca down, all he did was raise her stock. Because now WWE, Triple H going, oh, really? You don't think Bianca deserves something? Well, let's switch some plans around for WrestleMania. Maybe we switch some stuff around here. Maybe we do something with it, you know, a black woman has never done before. Maybe I'm just saying, you know, maybe Bianca Belair goes for a male title. Maybe she does something no one's ever done. Maybe now Bianca wins the women's battle royal. You know, and then she after she wins, maybe she makes a statement and says, you know, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. Whoever wins between Rhea and Becky, I got next. Or whoever wins between Bayley and Io, I got next. Or better yet, both you champions, I'll see you both at the next pay-per-view in Paris. I want both of you in a triple threat. All they did was up the stock. And I'm glad Blackwell's here. Shoot him an invite because I want to get his take on this. I wish Richie was here. I don't know if Richie's here. But
I think I got cut off when I was saying what I'm saying before.
Go ahead.
About when they saying she doesn't deserve it. So who was supposed to be on the cover? Like, was it just supposed to be Cody and Rhea? Like, that's it? Like, who did you want to be there?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation because, like, who cares? Like, it's just so it's so uncalled for. Like, it's very unnecessary. And I feel like that person that made that comment got exactly what they wanted to get out of it. They got wrestlers responding to them. They got blown up on Twitter. They got the attention that they wanted. So, but the people responding on Twitter, like the wrestlers responding on Twitter, you could tell that it's genuine because, like, they're not in character. They're talking about Bianca as a true person, and they're not responding on Bianca as a wrestler because that comment was not about Bianca as a wrestler. It was about Bianca as a black person. So these people and wrestlers coming in and supporting her as a black woman is just like proving everyone's point that it doesn't really matter about her skin tone. She's a great wrestler. That's what she's there for. She's on the cover of a wrestling video game.
Now, listen, I'm bringing in Blackwell. I have not spoken to him about this. I don't even know if he knows what's going on. So I want to get his partake. And the reason why I did this is because right now it's a black-dominated conversation. 2 black women and a black man. And I want to get another perspective because people say, well, look at that. Here come the black people coming out to save this girl. Save the girl.
Black show.
Oh. Guys, ABJ, Anthony Blackwell Jr. What's up, bro?
As the token black guy on the podcast, I wanted to say, no. So what's the question? What are we talking about?
So have you heard anything about what's going on with what happened with Bianca Belair being on the cover of 2K and then Twitter going crazy that it's a black person on there? Oh, they put a black person on there. Did you hear about it?
It's so played out. Honestly, I seen her on the cover of the video game, and I thought 100%, no doubt in my mind, she's winning Chamber. Why wouldn't you put Rhea versus Bianca on the cover of the video game, but also not put them on the cover of the video game, but not give them the WrestleMania match? I thought going into Chamber, I was like, there's no chance Bianca doesn't win this match. And it's not because she's black, and it's not because she's on the cover of the video game. It's because she deserves it. I'm gonna be honest. Like I love Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch is insanely talented, but I think Becky hasn't put like I think people are tired of main event Becky. I think she was given the main event, and I think she floundered it. And I think if you look at the women's division, Mommy's been holding it down. I'm gonna be honest. I think Mommy's been holding it down for a look and a story and a faction. That's the hottest thing in wrestling. But she didn't wrestle a lot. And when she did, they were mostly squash matches. Like she kind of ran through everybody. Where Becky or Bianca was kind of put in that storyline of struggle and why am I being overshadowed? Why is everyone overstepping me? Why am I being pushed to the back of the line? I never got my rematch. I thought the Bianca story was better. And I thought Bianca beating Rhea at Mania made more sense. To me, it shows to, and I'm not trying to fantasy book or like give a prediction here, but I think Mommy is probably the only championship that retains at WrestleMania.
You could be right. You could be right about that. Let me ask you a question, Blackwell, because you're a white guy, and I want to ask you this because, no, you are. And Humble says this, and Ricky, I sent you an invite too because I want to get his input because he's Hispanic, but I like Humble says this conversation needs to be had. And guys, sometimes we'll have things like this. And I thought it's very important to do this. And I didn't call people on purpose. I'm glad Blackwell jumped into the chat. I didn't call Jasmine in. It was just gonna be me and Kira talking. But I'm glad we're having this conversation. Blackwell, let me ask you this. Of course, visually, as we can see, you're Kevin Owens' twin brother. You're a white guy. When you see someone like a Bianca Belair or a Big E or a Kofi Kingston, and they're doing well, and they're winning titles and championships, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see them?
So I will say this. Historically in professional wrestling, as a professional wrestling fan, I don't put a lot of stock, and not me personally, but maybe me personally because of how I've been treated, how I've been conditioned as a pro wrestling fan. I don't take black talent a lot very seriously because historically WWE hasn't pushed black talent historically very well. So when I see a black talent come in, they're either they're lumped into a storyline or a character that's very, we'll just say the white guy booking the black guy character, where they're like, we're thugs or we're party guys, or like they're put into a realm where it's just like, I don't feel it. And I'm not trying to say I was woke before woke, but I was raised around mostly people of color or different ethnic groups. I was the only white dude in a lot of my circles that I've rolled in. And that was something that I was kind of taught through them of like, you see how like you grew up and you had your Hogans and your Macho Mans and your thing. Like we didn't have a main event guy to look up to. We looked up to the token white guy who ran the company. And when Kofi got his moment, I was like, this is impressive. This is good. And then it was taken away from him. And then Big E got it and it was taken away from him. And I'm like, we're right back to square one. Black talent is not being treated properly. But when I don't go to a lot of live wrestling shows. I do a lot of independent, but I was invited to go. I was given tickets to go to a Monday Night Raw. It was actually the night that Austin Theory tried to cash in on the U.S. title. And it like when he first said he was going to go after the U.S. title, it was horrible. It was one of the worst Raws I've ever been at. But being in that crowd, like, I didn't see that. I didn't have that John Cena moment. I didn't have that moment where everybody was around a certain talent, where everyone was wearing the gear and doing the thing. But I'm going to tell you right now, everybody, like when Bianca hit, I seen myself in young, not just people of color, but young black girls. Like Bianca is important to a generation of wrestling and a wrestling fan that hasn't been talked to ever. Like you had your Ron Simmons, you had your Farouks, you had the opportunity of having a Kofi or a Big E, and those wrestlers have been kind of there. Your Rocky Johnsons, if you want to go back further, but there's never been a Bianca Belair. There's never been a strong black woman represented on WWE television. Bianca's important as a superstar. She's important as a character. I do think she still has to find herself. I'm going to be honest. This is my only critique against Bianca. When Bianca was the sassy heel, it felt natural to her. And she didn't play a stereotypical character when she was in NXT. But I felt that was more authentically Bianca trying to find herself in her character. And then her being pushed as a babyface, she needs an edge. She needs something that makes her stand out. But they want her to be almost that female John Cena. But she hasn't crossed that threshold yet. And I think a huge reason why she hasn't, because I don't think they put her in a position that she was able to. She kind of went out and got squashed by Becky. Becky was doing the man movement, so she was always second fiddle to Becky. But I think this is something that's really, really important to Bianca to like. She needs to have that win over Rhea Ripley, because when you look at the arenas right now, every female demographic in the arena is either wearing a Bianca shirt or they're cosplaying Rhea Ripley. They're the two biggest things in pro wrestling. They might even be bigger as a Cody in a demographic that hasn't been catered to in a pro wrestling audience.
Great comment. I'm going to say two things real quick. Number one, we got 61 people on this on a show we just threw together. Please hit the likes. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're on the road to 10,000, as we're also on the road to WrestleMania. I want to touch on a comment, and we're gonna go there, guys. We want to do this. We want to do it. We're gonna do it. Finisher Move TV says, to be honest, guys, I don't feel Bianca should be on the cover. Rhea, another woman, should, but not Bianca. She's not universal. Let me keep going. Rhea and Tiffany Stratton is more cover material, especially not women with braids. Wait a minute. Bianca has braids. A woman with braids doesn't fit the cover of 2K to me. Now, here's my question. I want
Braids?
Yeah, and this is my answer. This is my question to Finisher Move TV, who's been a part of the channel for a long time. And look, let's get this right. People are entitled to their opinion.
Absolutely.
And we don't want to judge anybody. But what I want from Finisher Move TV is ask this, let him reply. What does someone's braids have to do with being on the cover of a video game? Number one. Number two, you said Tiffany Stratton. I'm going to challenge you on this. Why should Tiffany Stratton, who has only been in the company for a little over 2 years, be on the cover of W2K next to Rhea Ripley when she's only been NXT champion for a few months and she's done nothing on the main roster? What gives her that over Bianca Belair? If you're going to put something out there, then back it up. So my question to you is,
I will say this: Tiffany Stratton does have a infinite future.
She does,
and I'll say this right now: it's 100% because that is the style of wrestler that has been pushed in front of us.
100%.
The blonde-haired, athletic, but she can actually work. She's a good worker. She can wrestle.
100%.
She's a literally Mandy Rose looks with Charlotte Flair wrestling ability.
100%. I agree with you. 100%. There's no disagreement. But I'm pretty sure you agree with me. In what universe does Tiffany Stratton in 2024 belong on the cover of 2K?
I don't think she does. If you do an NXT or a rookie edition and you want to put young faces, sure. But if your cover is Roman, if your cover is the history of your business, if the cover is Rhea, and you're trying to do like I don't get why Bianca's on if she's not getting that thing. But I will say this: this is where I'm gonna flip it and think that maybe Bianca has bigger plans for Mania that doesn't involve a title.
I agree with that too. And all they did to me now is raise her stock. I'm still waiting on the reply from
you want to hear my take of Bianca for Mania?
Sure, let's hear it while Finisher Move TV gets his or her thoughts together, because I just want to know, why does Tiffany Stratton deserve to be on that cover? And why does someone with braids matter? Because my daughter has braids.
I don't get the braid comment. I'd like to get more clarification on that.
I want to get clarification. You know what? If that's the case, then why should my daughter
click on it? Becky rocked braids for a while.
Yeah, she did.
I have braids. My opinion doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, so
it matters. You just can't be on the cover.
Yeah, so why should my daughter be on the show if she has braids? Ronda Rousey's worn braids, Becky Lynch has worn braids, and just for the record, guys, braids naturally come from the Egyptians, back in the day, whatever. They come from
Nordic.
Nordic. Thank you, Nordic. So who cares who wears the braids? That is the most. Listen, if he can argue about the Tiffany Stratton thing, no problem. And I might lose Finisher Move TV as a subscriber after this, but I want to say this. Let me look into the camera. Saying someone has braids that should be on the cover is the most asinine comment I've ever heard in my life.
That's pretty rough.
Maybe what you should do is this, Finisher Move TV, no disrespect, but talk to my 6-year-old son, Michael, and ask him about the content of your character. Back to you, Blackwell, with what you had to say about plans for Bianca.
So I think Bianca loses at Mania. Okay. And here's why. I think they're setting up the new Brock Lesnar of WWE. I think they're setting up a talent who's going to show up only in rare appearances. I think they're setting up a character that isn't going to be on TV very often. I think they're making the new Andre the Giant in professional wrestling, because this person signed a deal to go to WWE for one reason and one reason only. They want looks. They want to be out there. They want to be in Hollywood. And the best way to do that under a TKO management system is probably signing that WWE contract. When someone looks the way they look, and that look isn't going to always be there, you need to cash in while the iron's hot. And I think that signing of Jade is huge. And I think Jade comes in and she goes after one of the biggest and baddest of the yard, which is Bianca Belair. And I think she beats her at Mania. And I think she sets up a long-term telling feud between the two that carries on for years, where I think Bianca's like maybe not looking for the championship. She's always looking for that one up on Jade. You know what I mean? But I think Jade comes in. I think she makes her Mania debut, and I think she gets it against the Bianca. That's just my opinion. Like I can't see going into Mania and not giving anything to Bianca. And if it's not a world title, it has to mean more than the world title. And I think Jade has that ability.
And I like that take on that 100%. I think that's great. I think Bianca would definitely embrace that to help Jade get to that next level. I want to just
because if you build Jade up as this giant monster, when the second someone beats her, it means something.
Shout out to
they never gave that to Jade in AEW. She beats. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Shout out to my boy Mike Bradley. Sorry, I had to do that. Great. Continue.
But I think Jade coming in, like they kind of squandered Jade's undefeated streak in AEW, and no one actually kind of recognizes it because she wrestled a match and then wrestled a one out after and then gave a hug and left, and it wasn't the Jade that we watched develop in AEW. But I think she comes in and makes a huge statement and says like, I'm the new thing in charge. But I don't think she's someone we see week to week and month to month. I think she's someone who shows up when it's important, gets a big match, and leaves. Like I think she kind of does that Andre schedule.
I agree with you, and not to just table your point for a minute so I can reply to this. So here's where I break this down for Finishing Move TV. And I'm going to do this. The old me would have flipped and snapped, but I have already done my thing. Let me read the comment first. I'm sorry, but I feel I don't want hood characters on the cover of the franchise. So
who's their profile picture of?
Thank you, sir.
Who plays more of a hood character, Bianca or Mercedes or
so let me just say this. First of all, in every instance that I've heard about Bianca Belair, she's nothing but gracious. We've seen her in person. We've been at autograph signings where she stays late. We've been to house shows where she signs every single autograph. Where were we? In Atlantic City, right? Security was rushing her off, pushing her. She's like, no, I'm signing everything. Not to mention what Humble just said. Tell me how a woman with a college degree is a hood character. Yeah, she graduated from University of Tennessee with a scholar with a degree. But here's my thing from Finishing Move TV. Your statement holds no water here, and I appreciate all subscribers, but I'm gonna say this: you're a hypocrite because you've got a black woman on your profile picture that wears a wig that is arguably in wrestling the circles one of the most arrogant and rude women to fans around the country. This is documented.
I mean, I sent you a video recently.
Yeah, documented.
And one of the people in that video is someone I sat with at Icons for 6-7 hours. And
I spoke, yes, and she's not gonna lie. We should put that up. But I've never heard not one bad word about Bianca Belair. All I've seen from Bianca Belair is class, style, just a personality you want to get to know. I met Bianca Belair, okay? And I've met Sasha Banks. Granted, there were short conversations, but I can tell you this. The conversation I had with Bianca Belair and her husband, Montez Ford, was pleasant. I know, one thing I know is people. They felt like, even though they were rushed and they were on a busy schedule, they love their fans. They want to talk to people. Sasha Banks ain't in it for nobody but herself, and that's fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm like Sasha. I'm arrogant. I'm straight to the point. But here's my thing. How dare you have a black woman on your profile picture and down another black woman and call her a hood because of her braids? It's ignorant. It's stupid. It's childish. It's asinine. And with all due respect for Move TV, I don't know you as a person. I don't know if I ever met you ever in my life. But if you unsubscribe, I wouldn't miss you. If you stay, that's on you. But I will say this. You maybe need to educate yourself a little more on things. If you don't like Bianca because you don't like Bianca, that's fine. You don't have to like Bianca, but you can't say she's hood because I'm pretty sure she doesn't know that you don't know her. And I'm pretty sure someone with a college degree is not hood. And let me just say this. In real life, I feel by the character you've shown us, Bianca Belair would beat your ass in 2 seconds flat. That's my curse for the day.
Can I also give something to the hairstyle that I think makes her stand out to me at least
Wait,
more?
finish your move, TV. I said I didn't like Last Legend because her character was portrayed as being hood. I never said Last Legend was hood. That can separate a character from a person. You're saying you don't want her on the cover because she is hood. Braids are hood. Braids are beautiful. You see my daughter in that screen? She's beautiful. Her braids are beautiful. She's beautiful. Black women with braids are beautiful. White women with braids are beautiful. Beautiful. Women are beautiful. Your comment, ugly. You might be a great dude, but your comment is immature, asinine, and all around just stupid.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Every UFC fighter, before they get into a cage, what do they do with their hair?
They braid their hair
Why?
so it doesn't get pulled and get in their face.
It doesn't get in their face. You know why Becky Lynch got a broken nose? Because 2 girls had their hair overdone in their face, sweaty.
They couldn't see.
And they couldn't see, and they were throwing bombs at each other. And Becky got caught because they couldn't see what they were doing. If anything, her hair is actually more practical. I mean, sometimes she steps on it because it's insanely long, but it's more practical in a fighting scenario where she can see what she's doing the whole time.
Not to mention her braid is a gimmick. She uses it. If you remember WrestleMania, she whipped Sasha Banks across her stomach with it. So it's just, to me, thank you, Frank. Matt Riddle wore braids.
And Zoe Starks wear braids because she does the MMA gimmick. Ronda would come out with braids. And wasn't Ronda a special edition on the cover one year?
Exactly. So I don't know what that comment is. And that goes to show you, it might be ignorance. And 72 in the chat. Please hit the likes, share, subscribe. My name is Taylor Tony, host of the show. Kira, the producer, my daughter Jasmine, Anthony Blackwood Jr. Subscribe to his channel as well. ABJ, Anthony Blackwood Jr. Check it out. And of course, Magnificent Mikey off camera as well as waving to me. We're talking about Bianca Belair and the comment made that she does not belong on the cover of WWE 2K, which is, in my opinion, what they say where I'm from, BS.
I just wanted to say, I don't want to harp on this braid thing because it was just one comment, but I just want to say, if you look in the background of our video of our stream, Rhea Ripley literally has braids in her hair too. So I feel like that's not even.
She does. She had one side braid on the one photo.
She has. There's no freaking.
That's the thing. Like if you're racist, you're racist. Like it's okay. I would respect you more if you just said what you like. I would respect him more if he said, I don't want black people on my cover, because that's basically what you said.
Here's my question. What's more, now I'm going to kind of break down a gimmick, and I'm sorry. First, I'm going to apologize right away to Kira. But if you actually look at a lot of Rhea's gear, she's rocking things that are on a sexual level. Like usually the term collaring and wearing the collars that say the big is used in like a sexual,
very dominatrix.
It's very, she wears very dominatrix sexual gear. So is that more appealing to kind of like mommy's always on top? Like mommy is, she's literally leaning into like that style of character where it's almost dominatrix and sexual, and she's leaning into her sexuality. And Bianca is just like a super athlete who is just like, she's essentially a female John Cena. So like, if anything, who's more appropriate for a cover realistically?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to say a braid and a hood character is not, but like the dominatrix sexy Australian is, it kind of shows a little bit of bias in my opinion.
100%.
And I think they're both amazing talent. I'm not saying one takes away from the other, but if you really want to boil down characters, I think Bianca's more credible to a video game cover than Rhea is.
And if you look, and not to cut you off, honey, but if you really look at this cover and really look at it,
give yourself a hair or two off that mic.
Oh, thank you. See, I tell you stuff. See,
yeah.
Look at these two. Look at both of them. They're both beautiful women, But if you look at Bianca Belair, not saying that she's more beautiful than Rhea because they're both beautiful equally, but look at Bianca Belair. Look at how she is just glistening, and that big bangle earring, that big lipstick print thing on her collar, her 2 bangs, her braid, and look at her down with her in a pose. Peace. Who doesn't want peace? You know what I mean? Come on, man.
They're both
Listen.
insanely deserving, and that's essentially what it boils down to. Like they're both the height of their company right now.
But
Ricky is. I'm
that-
sorry. Go ahead, Jasmine.
that was my point, though. Like, seeing, since they brought up Tiffany Stratton, I think Tiffany Stratton is going to be a Hall of Famer for sure.
Mhm.
It doesn't infuriate me that she's successful. What can you say about Bianca that you hate so much? Why do you hate her so much? You can't tell me nothing that she hasn't done. Why do you hate her so much? Ask yourself.
And why is diversity a bad thing on the cover of a video game?
It's 24.
It is 2024. And here's another thing. Ricky says there shouldn't be a conversation. He's right. And then Finished Moves agrees. But here's the thing. You're both right and you're both wrong, because this needs to be a conversation. It shouldn't be, but it needs to be, because the problem is that everybody just wants to sweep stuff under the rug when it comes to making a comment about race and being a woman, because it's not just a black thing. It's a woman thing as well. Because if, why shouldn't 2 strong women be on the cover of the video game?
And they literally gave you options just so you weren't mad about it. They gave you Cody Rhodes.
They
So
gave you,
Came back.
and as the history of WrestleMania, it gave you everybody. So you had 3 different options. So I don't know what the problem is with the person online that downed her. But what I'll say is this, is that regardless if we love wrestling or love whatever, I love how her peers, Big E, Rhea, many others, Shayna came out, right? A lot of them, how they came out and backed up their girl, backed up their coworker, not because she's black, because she's their people.
I'll
And
say
that
this right
shows
now.
you- Go ahead.
I'm very predominant when it comes to what I like better on TV. I prefer the AEW brand over WWE. I'm not tribalistic. I don't think you shouldn't watch one over the other. I think there's so much wrestling out there that you should find what you like. But I am also someone who enjoys good character and good, stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest. Even though in the height of the worst era of bad news coming out of a wrestling company where WWE is dominating with everything that's kind of coming out, and I'm not going to get into everything, but we've kind of talked about what you don't want to cover on the channel, but like the locker room of WWE and the camaraderie of the brotherhood and sisterhood of what's behind the scenes at WWE is beautiful. There's really nothing coming out or nothing being said negative about one another. And when stuff does come out negative on the Internet Wrestling Community Board, the WWE roster kind of all bands together and says, no, are you crazy? Like, what you're saying is off base. And I think it's good that more wrestlers are coming out and kind of, instead of letting the toxic internet community dwell and say more negative, they're kind of like, you're completely wrong. Stop this.
Also, what Dad said earlier about like it's just like it's women, it's like misogyny as well, because this happened to Maxine Dupree. Like I think it was like 2 weeks ago, where she made a mistake or she wasn't as good as they wanted her to be. Where do you expect people to start from? You have to start from somewhere. She went to NXT and wrestled, and it's like, do y'all not like women? Like, you don't want to see women on the screen? Like, I don't understand. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, women's wrestling can kind of be correlated to, I mean, a little bit black culture, right? So like the reason we have things like affirmative action and college funds and things that help people of color is because historically they have been set behind the 8 ball. So there has been things put in place to help black culture get on the same level or the same things as everybody else, because it's my analogy is like playing a game of Monopoly. Essentially, white people came in and bought all the properties and put hotels up and then said, hey, everybody else, now you're allowed to play Monopoly. I don't know if you ever played Monopoly, but you're not making around the board many spins because everything's too expensive to live in. And there is no black business, and there is no black bank, and there is no black or people of color of any of that. And kind of women wrestling is in the same category. Women wrestling wrestling's been around for how many years now? A long time. I mean, WWE itself just hit 40 years of WrestleMania, and we just started taking women wrestling serious 2 years ago. So it's actually a miracle that a lot of these women are just as talented or putting together quality pay-per-view matches, because 3 years ago they were doing bra and panty matches and they weren't even considered wrestlers. So I think
Yeah.
they're way ahead of the curve, and I think they're doing a great job. And I think they're held under a higher standard. And if a Maxine Dupree maybe isn't as good as somebody else on the NXT roster, but they've seen something in her and her character and her storytelling ability that she deserved to be on the main roster. And for fans to chant stuff at her like that is ugly, and you shouldn't be a fan of this business.
It's where is that? Like wrestling, like where is it? Like, so what do you like? It's like, what do you guys want? If you don't want Bianca, if you don't want to see Bianca, what do you want? Do you want like just to be Rhea? Do you want it to be what's that girl's name that's with the Creed brothers?
Ivy Nile.
Ivy Nile.
Ivy on the cover. Like, what do you guys want? Ivy wears braids as well, doesn't she? She wears cornrows actually. Like that braid comment just really struck a nerve to me. Not just because I'm wearing braids, but it's because like, and this is why I try like if you see me on the like, I comment and I don't like. I'm a type of person like I can't be on the show like this every single day because I will say stuff that's like my dad can't have his channel, you know, like how I really feel that I have to be correct right now.
That's why I have to be restrained sometimes.
Let me take care of some business real quick, guys. Listen, guys, if you're new to the channel, first of all, like, share, subscribe, share this. Let people know what's going on in this chat. This is very important. How Bianca Belair was basically trolled by some jabronis on Twitter because she doesn't belong on the cover because she's black. This is Anthony Blackwell Jr.'s page. If you have not subscribed to this guy, the link is up right there. ABJ, Anthony Blackwell, and there's his channel. Check it out. Go there. Subscribe to him. He's got good content.
Closing in 200K views. That's pretty crazy.
Bro, you're doing pretty good. You know, 200K, that's good 200K views. I hit 2 million the other day, just so you know.
Killing it.
Crazy. But this guy has great content. He does great interview skills. If there's any independent wrestling organizations out there, you would not you'd be doing, or
independent musicians, independent artists, other content creators. I do all things indie.
And check him out because he's great. Please check it out. We're gonna close this in a minute. I want to get some things for the chat because one thing I learned from Blackwell is you don't beat a dead horse with a stream. So we're gonna get to the chat for a while, do a couple of chat stuff. Let me just ask. So, Kiri, you have anything else to say about this? You had any comments about this?
I was just reading the chat this whole time. I just personally think, and obviously I'm not gonna solve racism or sexism with this comment, but I'm just saying, like, none of these factors have to do with the what we're watching. Like having a braid, being black, whatever you're wearing doesn't affect how you wrestle, doesn't affect your character. And obviously the visual aspect is part of the story, is part of the product, but not the skin color. That just doesn't make any sense. Like she clearly can't control her skin color. WWE picked her because she was a great athlete. She knows how to wrestle. She knows how to talk. She knows how to be a character, and that's the criteria. But skin color does not have to do with anything that's going on in the company. It doesn't have to do with anything that you see on the cover of 2K24. Like, this is the cover of a video game, and we're having a hour conversation about somebody because she's black. This is just outrageous. It's kind of laughable because what makes you think that it's okay to comment something like that and expect people to back you up and expect people to like agree with you on something that's just so stupid and irrelevant?
You know, when we live in a society where I hate to be the one to do this, but when one political party makes it okay to be that way, that's what we're gonna get in this world. And it sucks.
Black, we need to cut you off. So here's finishing moves comment. Humble and especially jabs and don't understand staying in their place. Okay, so no, listen. So here's so it is
a woman thing. It is definitely a woman thing.
It's a woman thing. And here's the thing. I don't know Finishing Moves TV's background. I don't know what he is. I don't know if he lives in his mom's basement. I don't know if he has a girlfriend. I don't know if he has a wife. I don't know if he has a daughter. But here's the thing. A woman had you, sir, or man, whatever you are. A woman had you. And your comment, it's laughable. It's funny. Because what is your place in the world? Because apparently your comments are ignorant and they're made to like maybe spark us to talk about it more. See,
100% they are.
You're the epitome of what a troll is, right? And it's funny that I'm giving you your time because I want to give you your 15 minutes of fame. Because after today, I will personally myself block you from any more of my channel. So make a new name and maybe hide yourself. In fact, Jasmine, Kira, go on YouTube right now and block him permanently. I don't want that kind of negativity on my show. I'm just some scrub. I'm just some, father of a daughter with braids, daughter that wears braids. I'm just some black dude with a YouTube channel. But I have the power to kick you out of here. So thanks for being here, for how many years you've been in Finish Move TV. Thank you so much. I do truly appreciate your patronage. And if you ever send me a super chat, thanks. I won't be returning the money. Appreciate it.
Dad,
Thanks.
are you about to put him in his place?
Do you want to?
No, by blocking him, you're putting him in his place.
Oh no, I'm gonna block him. I mean, aren't you a moderator?
Yeah, but I can't do it right now. I'm on my phone.
Okay, well, I'm gonna block him. No. It doesn't matter that you have the same opinion, Finishable, because your opinion was okay that you didn't. We got that, but then when you're telling people to stay in their place, that shows that maybe you're not a racist, but you're misogynist, and you did one thing you don't do. You don't call out a member of the Levin family. You said something about my daughter, so that's automatically disqualification. So, Finish Move TV, you have been disqualified. You've been banned. Goodbye. Good night. Good evening. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
What a turn of events that turned out to be, huh?
Well, it was just the comment that
I totally agree with the
And
statement.
that was also for any woman in the chat, humble included. I will say this, okay, and I'm gonna keep this 100. Now I'm upset. No one, and tantalizing means
no one
is gonna disrespect anyone in this chat, but because of their color, their religion, their sex, and especially not my child. Thank you.
Yeah, opinions are fine, and it's cool to have a difference of opinion. But when your opinion is now toting on the line of attacking somebody for something like that we just said, we just listed, that's where the problem lies.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize if I got hot there, guys. I think that was me being very calm.
And this episode is essentially catered to like going against the negativity that's put out there on the wrestling community and going against what's being said about that. Like, that's essentially what content creators do. So I don't think what you're talking about is overplayed or overdrawn out. It's a fun conversation. It needs to be heard on the wrestling side, and places like this and this channel need to be a safe place for wrestling fans that they can come and they can talk with other fans and they know it's not going to get toxic or ugly like that.
Yeah, and it's tough to navigate something as it's happening in real time. I hope that I handled that well, everybody. I did the best I could. That I honestly, he's had some good comments in the past. I don't know who he is. I don't have a problem with that dude. I really don't. But no one's gonna disrespect the chat and disrespect a woman and disrespect a black woman, and no one's gonna disrespect my child. No one, because that's fighting words. Nah, I'm just saying. Keep it 100.
Yeah, so people don't be afraid to put your comments in the chat.
Yeah, your comments
just keep it
Kira,
on topic.
I almost cares. I'm
okay.
so damn proud of you. I just had a conversation with your dad today about you. And
Tell her to come, guys. You want to hear this real quick on another note? So everybody knows me and Blackwell had flack. It was confusion, but tell her the conversation we had today.
Because when I was part of the show before, I used to say to your dad, I'm like, yo, the second Kira walks away because she's over this, you're done. It's over. Like it's kaput. You better teach Mikey how to start working a computer. But like, I feel like there was a point in time in this channel where you were doing it because it was a bonding experience for your dad, and you were doing it because you wanted to help your dad and you wanted to be a good kid and you wanted to do everything the right way. And then a point happened in this channel where it's like you took ownership to it and you're proud of being a part of it. And it's more than just doing it with your dad, and you want to be a content creator and you're finding yourself as a content creator. And like the fact that you're interjecting, like even when me and your dad were beefing and he was there like, and I'm going to say something else about Blackwell, and you're like, turn his mic off. Like it wasn't because it was like protecting me or you're protecting the channel. You're protecting the brand. And that's starting to come through as a person for you. And I just want to say I'm insanely proud of you.
Thank you.
Even though your dad pisses me off every now and then, I love all of you guys.
No, and I'll say this: even me and Blackwell's beef, and Blackwell's never said nothing against the kids, and he legitimately does love my children. Listen, me and Blackwell had our thing, and we're gonna probably be going at it again at some point.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna disagree and argue.
But that's what friends do.
We're not gonna let it get to the point where we did last time.
Friends disagree, and speak. You know, a nice segue about Kira, because Kira's part of this channel, and without Kira, this channel doesn't work. And I had to put it on a shirt, everybody. So
Look at that. She hates that. That's the
I
shit
hate
like that.
having our That's just
I'm gonna be
like-
honest. I hate my merch too. I don't really wear it.
Oh
So
gosh.
Yeah.
So here's the new merch, guys. The Tantalizing Tag Team merch is out. These of course are the prototypes. This is her color, purple, of course.
You know you gotta buy me new shoes because I don't
God.
have shoes that match that.
Well, there you
so.
go, guys. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on, I'm trying to get that right. Jeez, I can't even hold it up. There we go.
Yeah. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Tantalizing
Yes.
Tag Team. There you go. On a brighter note.
Yes. So yes, all my kids will be getting merch at 20% off. Sorry, Jess. I'm just joking, Jess. You do get a free shirt, of course.
Feed you.
Now listen, that girl could make some food.
Listen here.
Look, let's close this down because I actually want to go play 2K.
Jealous.
Blackwell, what's your what? Wait, what you have Xbox, right?
I do. Yeah.
So can you buy a game as a gift for someone?
I don't know. Maybe. I never tried it.
You have enough space for it? Because this is what I'm gonna do. Because if you have space for the game and you can buy it as a gift, I'll send it to you and you'll have the game.
All right.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
So I'm gonna get online. You know, go wake up Bobby out of the bathroom. Bobby's in the bathroom on the floor sleeping. But look, in the meantime, while
Is he drunk?
He doesn't drink.
I was gonna
He
say, I've
does
been
drink.
there.
So let me ask you a question, Blackwell, in closing, man, about this whole Bianca Belair thing, man. We're never going to change racism, but we could maybe have the conversation one at a time to educate people. What are you going forward, man? What do we do?
So the internet is a place where it is a cesspool and it is a problem and it's gross and it's disgusting. And the best thing you can do, honestly, and I'm not trying to do this as a plug for channels or plugging your content creators, but find your safe spaces like this. Find channels where you're like-minded wrestling fans, but you can still challenge each other, but it could be it could be done healthy, because you're never going to get a world where everyone agrees on the same wrestling take. We all can look at a piece of art and see it different ways. But when people start bringing in your color and your sexual orientation and all of that, it's not needed in this business. I'm going to tell you right now, the people who are behind the scenes in those wrestling companies, they don't tolerate that. So why should we as fans? So when you see that online, block and move on. Don't even get in the comments and fight with them, because that's what they want. So just when you see that, just remove it. Don't even let it work you up. Like, the internet could be such a beautiful thing or it could be a negative thing, but it really comes down to how you treat it and how you act with it. And find content channels like this or some of the other great ones that are out there, and let that be your space to talk wrestling comfortably. And that's essentially what it should come down to.
Jasmine? Well said, by the way, Blackwell. Well said.
Thank you.
Well said.
I know it infuriates you guys, but she's not going anywhere. Sorry. She's here to stay. She will be a future Hall of Famer. Sorry. She's gonna, this is not even the tip of what you see in Bianca. So I don't know. All I can say is stay mad. Subscribe.
Do you think we ever see Bianca as a heel, or do you think she'll be that person
yeah.
who stays babyface for a long time?
No way. She got to go heel, bro.
Has to go heel. I do think that eventually she's gonna get out of the braid. Wear her hair straight, curly, something like that. But yeah.
Hey, Jasmine, if she gets out of the braid, then she can get on the cover.
Here's the craziest part about it. Like, I thought the TV show, the cover of the video game, like everything she has going on, I'm like, how is she not going for the title at Mania? And then I'm thinking to myself, it has to be something bigger. There has to be more to it. So even like on the TV show, if that Jade thing comes true and she goes out there and loses to Jade, and Jade becomes this force in wrestling where every pay-per-view she squashes somebody or she shows up and decimates somebody, like, and Bianca's always nipping at her heels, like that could be told on the TV show as well. Like, because those TV shows, let's be real, they're just they're more promos that are done outside of the world of professional wrestling. You're not getting an actual look at their life. But
couldn't you see her snapping and turning heel? And oh my god,
I honestly think she's too. I honestly see her as a level of a Cena where I don't think she turns heel for a very long. Like, I think she's someone that like they protect as a babyface for like a long time, because I think we've seen too many black heels. I think like the New Day, like everybody wants them to go heel, and I'm like, they're too important to do that. Like I think like they have to be that beacon of light. I think we need that in Black superstars or people of color, where it's like instead of like they can have an edge, but I don't think they have to be heel.
So would Jade be like, if you wanted Jade versus Bianca, would she be the face?
I think she would be the face against Jade. Yes, I think Jade would be heel. But honestly, I think it would be cool to see Jade as a baby face at one point down the road. Like I think you bring her in as the heel, and maybe her and Bianca are that feud for a while, and then even maybe turn them into like that. Well, you hated each other for so long, like that huge blood rivalry, and then you're like, now you just have to team up. And imagine like there's so much to that story of two strong black, beautiful, massive superstar quality talent people, because I think Jade is like the female Rock. I think she's going to go on and do movies and all of that. Like I think she's a media star because there's no one in the world who looks like her. Like, and you don't keep that forever. You know what I mean? That's something you strike while the iron's like, she's an anomaly. Like she should be in a Marvel movie. She should be like, you know what I mean? Like she's a big deal.
Agreed.
Yeah.
In closing, I want to say.
Wait. I want to read this one. Where are these wonderful SJW that were watching for George Floyd in the Me Too movement? For some reason, I think they're the same.
You literally clicked on someone. The first thing was conservative.
Yeah, no, but I want to. But it's okay. But that's okay. I don't. But this is a safe space for everybody. You got to listen. I might be I'm in the middle. But I wanted to see this. I wanted to read this, and listen. I think there are the same people starting this porno. He's not wrong. He's not wrong on some things, because you do realize that. Listen, every faction has their own agenda. The Me Too movement is not perfect. And people that marched for George Floyd, they weren't all for George Floyd. They weren't all for us. Some people just get into the movement so they can say they were part of something. Not everybody.
Here's the thing. Was it really a march for George Floyd, or was it the underlying message of we're tired of police brutality?
That's true, but some people, but wait a minute. That's true. I'm saying it's a black man. Some people get involved. I was during the George Floyd thing in Delaware. I saw people that I see smoking weed and robbing people and doing drugs and rob and do all kind of bad stuff. They were there protesting. I'm against this. I saw the same guy trying to rob this lady's handbag down the street a week later, no lie, in the hood. So some people preach this stuff just to be partisan, but I get conservative life on Mars is welcome here, and please like, share, subscribe. And I don't agree with everything he says, but he does have a point that everybody's not always legit in what they're saying.
I would agree with that as well. It's just that I don't know. I think there are times in life where you need to have a movement. You can say, liberals are terrible and liberals are the problem, but every major liberal movement that happened in our country were all ones that like gave the women the right to vote and ended segregatism. Like they were all considered liberal movements that people were against at one point in time. And I hate to break it to you, at the end of the day, the liberal movement's going to win. So just accept it.
and just for the record,
weed's coming soon, brother.
It's coming. But just for the record, some of conservative views are, if you look at some things, there's some things that make sense, but that's another.
I think the conservative idea of a family and a nuclear structure is great. I totally agree with that. But agreed. I think I'm in the middle on most, but when they start veering too far one way or the other, then you lose me.
Exactly. Kira, your closing thoughts on the whole Bianca Belair not belonging on the cover?
I just wanted to say that all the people that were chosen to be on the cover were very deserving, not having to do with their skin color, but because what they did in the company and how many people love them, and everyone knows them. They're mainstream people, and they're doing great. So can't wait for WrestleMania. Can't wait to see what Bianca has for WrestleMania. Yeah.
All right.
Someone just in the chat real quick. Did you see that? Who do you think will be the next Hall of Famer inducted? Did you see the rumors?
So I know we have Paul Heyman, we got Bull Nakano. What are the rumors?
The rumor is the next announcement is going to be King Haku.
Wow, I like that. Well, Tama Tonga is his father, and Tama Tonga is now in WWE, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I that's the rumor that it's going to be King Haku.
I like that.
Another rumor that people are thinking, because she is making her first appearance in the video game, they think Miss Elizabeth might be getting inducted this year.
You know what? I think she should go in as well. And that's not a bad pick. You know, the Luger is out there too, floating around too, but I don't know.
I don't think they do Luger and Miss Elizabeth at the same
At
time.
the same time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be tough. Let me give my final thoughts on this, and then we'll get out of here.
What, Jasmine?
I'm sorry, I might be dumb. What's the thing between them?
Luger's
Luger-
essentially the guy who her and Elizabeth, Luger and Elizabeth
Drugs.
started having a relationship. They were together, and Luger got into really heavy drugs, which then Elizabeth got into heavy drugs, and Elizabeth died, and Luger was there. Luger went to prison essentially for Miss Elizabeth's overdose.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah, Bam Bam Bigelow should go in. True story.
Love that. And if you're doing it in Philly and you're right by
It's right by Jersey. Yeah, right by Asbury Park. You're only 40 minutes from Asbury Park, New Jersey, where he's from. I think Bam Bam's a good choice. Good Russell Park, great job. Let me say this. Let me apologize first if anybody was offended by anything I said to anybody tonight. But guess what? My apology don't mean crap because I didn't really mean that apology. I don't give a damn. Let me say this. As a black man and as the leader of the Nation of Tantalization and the guy whose name's on the marquee, I did this show for a reason. I'm very proud of myself. Kira didn't want to do it. She was, why, Dad? I'm glad we had the conversation. I'm also glad I saw the numbers tonight. I'm a numbers guy. I'm not going to lie. I did it partially for ratings. I'm going to come clean, okay? I figured, no, let's be honest. I figured not a lot of content creators were going to touch on this. If you go look, not many did. I did. The numbers showed it tonight. We got some new subscribers. We got rid of one. So we gained some. We lost one, which is fine. I'm good with that. But I want to say this, man, and I'm so proud of my son Michael for the Martin Luther King comment. And that was not scripted, guys. He learned that in school. I was banking on that. He knew it. Kudos to my kid.
What was that?
You missed it earlier. He's been learning about Martin Luther King, and he said you should not judge somebody by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. And I didn't teach him it.
That's a great quote. Great quote.
It's a great quote, and it was Oh wait, he said, don't apologize for what you said. I plan to talk about my wrestling channel. Oh, you have a wrestling channel. Hey, Conservative Life on Mars. I'm tantalizing Tony on all social medias. Hit me up, friend me. Let's talk, man.
I will say this: he did approach it with the conservative thing, but also still respectful and didn't attack people for anything like that. He attacked movements because there are aspects of that movement that I can see
100%.
them why they should be talked about, or they like nothing's perfect, but there's the perfect example of someone who's maybe leaning heavier on the conservative side and someone who's gonna just call somebody hood and say they didn't have braids. There was definitely a clear indication of how to handle one and not the other.
Yeah, and I think we did a good job tonight. And Blackwell, I'm glad you came in because you actually kept me on the. When I see the white guy in the room, I stay a little calm, because
someone's got to tal's to the police,
Yeah, someone's got to tell the cops. See, listen, this is what's going on here.
And here's an important thing, and I think why it's cool that you guys did this episode, because not only are you speaking of people of color, but you have two female wrestling fans, and I honestly don't think the female black demographic wrestling fan is heard from enough. I think there's one girl right now. She's the Hardy podcast. I forget her first name. I apologize, but she's a very, very popular, growing black content creator who's a female wrestling fan. The ones that we met at Icons, they're growing there. The Jobber Tears or
Jobber Tears. Well, I know Jobber Tears very well, and they're awesome. Let me tell you something. Their whole group is incredible. Wilkins, Janelle, all of them are incredible. So I love Jobber Tears.
Yeah, and I think that's important to have that other side of the talk of wrestling fans, and I think it's very important that those people should be heard and everyone should have a voice in this pro wrestling world. And I like the fact that pro wrestling is getting diverser on TV. Like, there's a huge reason why I didn't watch a lot of TV wrestling. I thought they were dropping the ball on it, but I can go to shows on the independent scene that are predominantly like it's like their own niche. Like there's a black wrestling federation, and there's shows that are for the culture and are strictly black things. There's one for the LGBT community. The Hispanic list is now getting put out there. So like wrestling's being treated by giving people that spotlight that need it. And if just to kind of give a cheap plug, if you want to check out a really cool episode, we just did the history of Sputnik Monroe. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with Sputnik Monroe. He was an old Memphis guy. But essentially, he used to go to jail every weekend because he would be in the black neighborhoods partying with the people of color. And he was a white dude, and he would get arrested because they weren't supposed to do that. And he was so popular amongst the black wrestling community that when they would go see him perform, he had enough ticket sales and enough, like, because he had so much support from that community, he desegregated the South in wrestling shows. He's like, I don't want them all sitting up there. You have empty seats down here. Let everyone mix together. And he was someone who desegregated wrestling as a white dude, and it was kind of dope. And if you look at him, he was like a heel wrestler too. Like, he was a heel, but he was a heel because he supported black culture at that time. So he leaned into the culture. He leaned into what was going on at that time. And he has a really cool story. And there's a lot of that in pro wrestling. Like, you just go look at like the down south stuff where wrestling kind of started getting those trends of letting people of color perform.
Great. Listen, Blackwell, he could talk all night. He's great. He's
yeah, I'm out of here. Let's go.
No, you're good. Let me just say this. Number one, Conservative Life on Mars. If you could put your channel in the chat, I'd appreciate that. And in the meantime, guys, if you want to check out the 2 podcasts we have up, this is the Tantalizing Tag Team, a dad and daughter wrestling podcast. This is what it looks like. Please follow us. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on a lot of them. We're on a lot more platforms now. I don't know what platforms we're on yet because I just added my Buzzsprout to everything, so they're still pending. But check us on Apple Podcasts. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating. Even if it's not good, give it to us anyway. And on Spotify, check us out there. There's the link. I want to say this in closing. Thank you. And once again, Conservative Life on Mars. Friend me, Tantalizer Tony, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the whole spiel. Racism is not okay. Sexism is not okay. Ageism is not okay. Fat shaming is not okay. It's not okay to down someone because of what they look like or, or what you think they should be. We're all here as human beings trying to make it through this life together. And sometimes it's tough and sometimes it's easy. What makes it easier is hanging out with good people and talking. And guys, when the show goes off the air, don't leave the chat. Okay? I'm honored to do this show tonight. This may be one of the best shows I feel I ever did as a content creator because I felt that it wasn't just wrestling. It was about life. It was about people and everybody in the chat. If I didn't get to your chat, I apologize. Thank you for that.
I like that one too. That's another one.
Which one?
Making fun of people with special needs.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, true story. Thank you for that. And Ismail Boo sent me a super chat on Cash App. So real quick.
I'm Magnificent Mikey, and thank you for the super chat, baby. Ding ding.
I just noticed his little title behind his head in that video.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And ding ding to the GOAT, Magnificent Mikey. And ding ding, and thank you for everybody for being here tonight. You guys, you know what the channel's about. We've been
What
here a
is
long
happening
time.
with your camera? Is there someone on the other side of your desk moving your
Magnificent
camera?
Mikey is the culprit. I'll be right back.
Michael's playing. Michael, you kicking the camera. He's on the other side of his TV and his Xbox is on that side.
Oh, he's playing 2K.
He's playing Roblox. He's crashing, whatever.
No.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. You know the whole spiel. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Kira, take us out of here.
No.
Wow.
Just kidding. Thank you, everybody, for coming into the show today. It was a lot of people, so I'm glad a lot of people got to hear this conversation. Hopefully, you guys got a little educated, and hopefully, you guys changed your view on the whole situation
and
for the better.
If you didn't change your view, you're good with us. But we won't tolerate stuff like that other jabroni that was here. So there you go.
Alrighty, thank you.
Are you going live tomorrow?
Tomorrow SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to be at that location Saturday?
Yes, I will be.
I'll see you then.
You will.
We'll be in person again, hugging and kissing.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
Alrighty, thank you to Jasmine for coming in. Thank you to Mr. Anthony Blackwell. Thank you to everybody in the chat. If you guys are new,
Huge shout out to Jen too. Jen's been coming over on my chat and giving good comments and joining the Discord and stuff. So I appreciate you, Jen. Thank you.
She's awesome. Jen is awesome. Like you don't believe. Trust me. Awesome.
She joined the cult of ABJ. That's what we call the Discord now.
Oh
gosh.
Watch it.
What was I saying? If you guys are new, I hope you guys stay, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You have anything?
Go to 10K. Let's get it.
On the road to WrestleMania, detouring at the big event on March 16th. We'll be there. And then WrestleCon with the woman formerly known as Alicia Fox, Victoria Crawford, and then
Beautiful. This is talking
WrestleMania.
about beautiful black women. Jesus, Alicia, Victoria Crawford's gorgeous.
Let me tell you about
Braids
them
and dreads,
them
all of them.
braids, dreads, and
Make sure
legs.
you guys
Hey,
hug your families.
Beautiful,
tell
beautiful
them
woman.
you love them.
Good person. I'm glad she's recovered and doing everything, and she's on a bright
she
path.
is
I'm
incredible, and
super
she
proud of
loves
her.
me, and I
Yeah.
love her.
Okay.
Make sure you guys pray to God today because you're not promised.
Quiet. Let me do it, guys. Hug your family members because you're not promised tomorrow. Come here, Mike. Guys, not ABJ, but pray every day because you got to pray to make it today. And as always, don't scream, Mike. As always,
Do what we all do best, and that's stay magnificent.
Got him.
into business for itself. Stay tantalizing. Go.